When her wealthy husband develops amnesia, a wife uncovers a dark family secret. They inherit memories by eating their spouses. Our story begins with a woman named Elara, who at 30 years old marries a reclusive 45-year-old heir named Silas. Now, their marriage is a big one. He's got all this money, and for her to snag such a rich husband, she had to give up her maiden name and move to his island. One day, Silas has a seizure, and upon waking up, he doesn't recognize Elara, but he does seem to remember who he is. And in the days following, he regressed back into his old hobbies and passions, like archaeology and linguistics. And it just so happens that these are also Elara's hobbies and passions. In fact, everything he was doing was something she was interested in too. It was almost as if she were experiencing his memories firsthand. Now, there was something very strange about Silas. You see, he would periodically have these episodes where he would lose all memory of the past. Not just his past, but his entire life. And as Elara cared for him during these episodes, she noticed that each time he lost his memories, he would recover them in the form of skills and knowledge. He would start speaking dead languages and playing instruments from ancient cultures. But what was even stranger was that each episode seemed to correspond with the death of a donor. Someone who died on the day he had an episode. And the most peculiar thing was that the donor was always his ex-wife. It turns out that Silas's family didn't have amnesia. They stole memories via a ritual meal, a tradition that dated back generations. Each family member would consume the brain and heart of their spouse, inheriting their memories and skills. And when a new family member joined the fold, they were put into the family's ledger, a cookbook of sorts, where each entry had a flavor profile and a suggested method of preparation. And Elara's entry read, "Next donor, Elara, flavor, resilience." So Elara decided to fight back. She poisoned his ritual soup with her own blood, knowing that she would die and that he would eventually consume her. And as he ate her, she would become him. And moments later, as if in a dream, she watched her own reflection in his eyes, an elderly woman staring back at her. But then the roles reversed, and she was the one consuming him. She reached out her hand and touched his face, feeling the bones beneath his skin, the very essence of his being. And through him, she experienced all of his memories. And as he looked down at her, she could see his face slowly becoming translucent, revealing the faces of his ancestors beneath his skin. And then he smiled at her and whispered, "Thank you for the recipe."